Hi, it's your Latina girl, Carmen Contreras, 93.7 The Beat. Welcome to my podcast, Bossy and Saucy. But this edition, it's out in the streets, as you can tell. I'm in a beautiful boutique. Carmen's all up in your business because we're supporting local businesses. And I'm here with Candice, owner of Tresocache Boutique. Why is it called Tresocache Boutique?
Well, Tresocache Boutique actually came from hidden treasures. So Tresocache Boutique in French means hidden treasures. So I like to think of my store as a gym, to where you find hidden treasures, to where you can find a hidden piece, which is also the reason we're kind of tucked away on this 5th floor, because I wanted to stay true to the name. So that's what Tresocache stands for, hidden treasure. And
you dressed me for the BET Awards a couple of years ago, and let me tell you, every celebrity I came across was like, you're fit. Your slayage is on point. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, where did the fashion come from? Does it run in the family, or is it one day you just woke up as a kid and you started sketching outfits? Because believe it or not, two things I wanted to do: go into a criminal's mind and be in the fashion industry. Like, I had ideas when I was a little kid. Like, I would sketch out dresses, and I had this one dress in my mind as a kid. I wanted to be made out of newspaper material.
Oh,
I know, it was crazy, right? Which is crazy is that now you do have some blouses or some dresses or some pants that have the newspaper print.
Yes.
Okay. But obviously I'm doing radio.
Right.
Where did you get the ideas? Does it come from the family? Did you start sketching at a young age? Were you playing with the Barbie dolls and dressing them, mixing their outfits up? How did this come about?
It's actually funny backstory. So my mom, when I was younger, worked at night. So my mother worked at night, and my aunt, I had my mother's aunt, so my great aunt, my mom used to pick her up. She used to work in down by the Galleria area. And as a little kid, we would pick my aunt up for work, and my aunt loved to shop, right? And so it kind of trickled on to my mom. So we would go to the Galleria. We would go to all these different stores when I was a little kid.
Because your aunt was shopping.
My aunt was shopping.
And she took you with you.
And
was she supposed to be shopping?
No. Never. And she not supposed to be shopping. And my mom technically should have been at home asleep because she had to go to work at night. But she would shop all day. It would be nice and sunny. I mean, we would go from downtown. Back then downtown, it was Foley's.
Yes.
So
okay, now we're revealing the age. We're 21 and holding, baby. We're 21.
Right. We would go down to Foley's, and then so we would shop, and then my dad's mom, my grandmother, my granny, she would also take me to Foley's, but into the basement. So in the basement is where they had all the good deals, where they had all the specials, and that's really where I first started learning to dig, like high-low fashion, how to mix things up. I had to probably be no more than about 5 or 6 years old. I was a little girl. And when I was shopping with my mom and my great aunt, I probably was about 3 or 4 years old. So it started with my mom and my great aunt. Then my granny introduced me to shopping in the basement at Foley's. And next thing I know, it just grew from there. And the crazy part about it is, I remember, you were talking about what you wanted to be when you grow up. When I was younger, I always said, I'm going to be in TV. I'm going to be a journalist. I'm going to be in TV.
Really?
I used to want to be in TV. And then somehow it kind of went, I loved sales. I loved marketing. And then I was doing buying. So, went into the corporate sector doing that. But even when I worked in corporate, I never really fit in at the corporate table. People would always say, like, where's she going? Like, I would always be...
Were you always dressed extra?
Oh, man.
Like, why is she coming in here with these red stilettos?
Where is she going? So even in the boardrooms and in these meetings, and when I'm going to conferences and I was traveling for work, people were always thinking, like, what? So it's crazy that when I decided to leave corporate and come and do this full time, people were like, yeah. Because that equals.
And you took a chance. And that's what you got to do in life. You got to take a chance.
I took a chance.
So you took the chance.
I did. I took the chance. So a little bit of backstory. In 2014, I was diagnosed with a rare form of oral cancer. And I went through 3 months of chemo, radiation, 4 surgeries. I went from 151 pounds down to 89 pounds. Teeny, teeny, tiny. I had to learn how to drink again, eat again, talk, all of this stuff all over again. And I remember I told myself, because at that point I was doing the boutique part-time and I was working full-time. And I remember when I actually went back to work, I was like, why am I kind of like really here? Like, because at that point, I'm like, I feel like I had really kind of knocked at death's door. And I was like, life is just too short not to do what you don't really love.
Right.
And so the plant I was at was closing. And I was like, they were like, I had some mentors that were like, hey, you know, we've got some jobs over here at this sector. We got some jobs over here. And I'm like, I don't want any of these jobs. Just leave me in the pool. You want to be your own boss. I want to be my own boss. So I was in the layoff pool, and I was like, no, I'm not going to another branch. I'm not going to another arm of the company. I am going full 100%.
Now, at this time, are you still having to go through chemotherapy?
At this point, chemo is done.
Okay.
I have finished my chemo. I have finished my radiation. I was still regaining my strength, though. Okay. Because if you can imagine, if you have like a 60-pound weight loss, almost that within a matter of 3 months, it was very rapid, very life-changing. And then all of the burns and things from the radiation, just trying to understand.
And just mentally, you know, it's mental.
Yes, it is.
Preparing yourself mentally. Yes. You've got to get yourself back together again.
Right. And so that took almost a year to really be able to look in the mirror and say, okay, I see myself. Because for me, I was like, oh my God. And it's so funny because people are like, oh my God, you're so little. You're so this. I wish I was this little. I'm like, I used to not even really be this little. Right. But I'm glad y'all thinking. But I'm like, one lady one time told me, though, she said, whatever you did, I need to do that. I said, trust.
Trust me.
You know, and I told her my story, what happened. She was like, oh my God, I said, yeah, you just be careful.
You never know what people go through.
You never know what a person is going through. So I always tell people, be very mindful. I even tell my son, I'm like, Chase, you don't know what people are going through. Always be careful and mindful what you're saying to people and how you're treating people and not judge them. But it took me about a year to really get comfortable back in my skin. And then at that point, I was like, you know what? I have been betting on, these people have bet on me to handle this $100 million budget at this huge conglomerate.
And stressing you out.
Stressing me out. And I'm like, if you can handle this, you sure can handle yourself. If you can rock this hard for them, if you can work this hard for them, if you can come up with these innovative ideas, you can come up with these systems, you can do this black belt training, you can do all of this stuff for them.
You can do it for yourself and start a business.
You can start. So I said, you know what? Time is out for the part-time. I'm going all in. And at the time, I was leasing a space on Harwin from my girlfriend. My boutique was actually in her salon. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to go 100%. I'm going all in. And I'm going to go full time. I'm like, look at how far I've come part time. Just imagine if I put all my marbles in this jar and really give this thing 100% and really can focus on what I'm actually doing. Like, what could happen? And Lord knows I'm glad I did, because...
Now that your husband think you were crazy. Like, okay, babe. His corporate benefits. Like, you're going to take a big chance. You know, do you really want to do this?
It's so funny you say that, because... So December, I walked out the gates and I was like, deuces, I'm gone. I'm not coming back. Now, before that, I was having these rock star months, like even part-time. That January, I was like, nobody want to shop here. My husband is like,
nobody's coming in the door.
You left your good paying job. Like, what is wrong with you?
The 6-figure job and ain't nobody coming in your door to shop.
What's happening? I was like, Lord, did I do the right thing? I feel like I heard you. Like,
which there's nothing wrong with questioning God.
Right. I'm like, I know, I thought you told me to do this. And let me tell you the life-changing thing where I knew.
Please, share with us.
I knew I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. Lady comes into the boutique and... At the time, I had these brooches, and she... Was
it the Chanel brooches?
She was coming for the brooches. And she was like, oh my God, my girlfriend had this little CC pearl brooch. You know, looking for this brooch. At the time, Tracy was helping me in the boutique. I wasn't there yet. So Tracy is like, she does have some. They just came today. That's where she's at. We're going to restock them. She'll be here shortly. So the lady was like, you know, kind of antsy,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't want to wait. And so Tracy's like, no, like, she'll be here, I promise. Da, da, da. So she's like, well, I kind of really don't have time to wait. I've had like a long day. I'll just come back another time. And she's like, okay, no problem, because we don't push people in TCB. Right. So Tracy's like, okay, no problem. Lady leaves. She comes back. Mm-hmm. At this point, I'm now back. Mm-hmm. So she comes back. And I'm trying to set the brooches up, show her the brooches. And she's like, what is that shirt? So she looks at the shirt I have on the thing, and she's like, what is that? And I was like, she says, it's Kiss Cancer Goodbye. I said, oh, yeah, I'm an oral cancer survivor. Mm-hmm. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, I was telling her my story, you know, diagnosed with oral cancer by having my wisdom teeth pulled, had to have 4 surgeries, chemo, radiation, had to learn how to eat, drink, mm-hmm. talk again. You know, I'm telling her the whole testimony. And I looked at her, and like little silent tears were rolling down her eyes. I could see her like I still get emotional when I think about it, because I could literally see it like it was yesterday. Mm-hmm. And silent tears, not tears like, oh my God, like this lady. I could feel her spirit. Like I could feel like, I'm like, there's something, but I didn't know what it was.
There's a connection.
But there's some type of connection here. And I just embraced her. Mm-hmm. And I said, whatever it is, God is in control.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
And you are going to be okay. And then that's when she just kind of released, like, and was mm-hmm. crying in my arms. And I said, it's okay. She said, I was going home. And I came back. She said, and I know why God sent me back. Mm. And I said, why? Because Tracy even said, well, she left. She said, maybe she'll come back tomorrow. It was a Friday. She said, maybe she'll come back Saturday, the weekend, you know, maybe she'll go. She said, God sent me back. Mm. I just got diagnosed with cancer. You're the first person that I just told.
Wow.
And it was at that moment. Me, her, and Tracy, at this point, we all crying.
Oh.
But it was at that moment that I was like, okay, that's the sign. Like that's the confirmation that I needed, that God said, no, I don't care that you're having a bad month. I don't care that it looks to your naked eye like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
I got you. And I also realized at that moment that the boutique was bigger than just me in the clothes. Mm-hmm. Like, just bigger than me in the clothes, bigger than me, like, just being cute, dressing people. It was a connection, a mm-hmm. community for women. And for me, God was also telling me at that point, you have to tell your story. Mm-hmm. You have to tell your story. You have to tell your testimony, because there are women who are going through things, who are being diagnosed with cancer, and who are having sicknesses and illness. And when they hear these words roll off the tongue of a doctor, it's scary, mm-hmm. because people die from cancer, mm-hmm. and people have lineage of people who die from cancer. So immediately when you hear those words, it's scary. Mm-hmm. So he's like, and God spoke to me and said, no, I'm using you as a time as this for you to let people know. The clothes may bring them in, mm-hmm. but it's your responsibility to let them know where you've come from, how far I brought you, not you, how far I brought you, and that this store is bigger than you. And at that moment, I knew I was okay. I was in my lane. I was doing what God had called me to do. So I don't care if I sell 10 dresses. I'm doing what God has called me to do.
Right.
And at the end of the day, even in this season, I've had high months, I've had low months, I've had good seasons, I've had bad seasons. But God has always prevailed. He's always taking care of me. And even in months where I'm like, oh, what's happening? Do they know the boutique is still open? I'll wake up, or I'll drop something, or I'll do something, or God will give me an idea or something creative, and he'll turn it around. Every single time he was like, I'll never leave you or forsake you. You got this. So I'm like, God, I know that I am here in this place for bigger than the clothes, but to let women know, you got this. It doesn't matter what it is. Mm-hmm. Whatever you have your mindset to do, you can do it. You got this. Mm-hmm. You got it.
What a beautiful testimony.
Thank you.
And I met you through DJ Superstar. So she came in rocking an outfit, and I was like, where did you get? Oh, she said, it's this little bitty boutique. Her name is Candice. You're going to love her. And then from there on, it was like I walked into the boutique and I fell in love with your personality. It's something about when you walk into the boutique, you feel like that this light is on you, like this warmth, like refreshing, like it just felt so good as soon as I walked in on Harwin. And then when you got this new location, I was like, we moving on up.
Yes!
I said, not that there's anything wrong with Harwin, because everybody goes to Harwin. Y'all know Harwin got the hookups. And we were just talking about how it's mostly known for wholesalers. But you started in a small room.
Right.
In a beauty shop. We still call it beauty shop, right?
We still do.
Hair salons,
beauty shop,
beauty shops.
Right.
And now you moved to a bigger location.
And a
Memorial
warehouse.
City Mall.
So we So we started at Harwin. I was in maybe a 200-300 square feet suite that I started in, and that's how I started. And I remember when I was getting ready to sign the lease, one of my really best friends, Keitha, she said, do you still want to do it? Because right when I told her that, because I started there as a pop-up. So I would go in on, she told me, friend, you got to come. People are asking, let's do a pop-up. And man, it is so important to have relationships and friends who root for you. I tell people, these people that are out here saying, I don't need no friends, I don't need nobody, no, I need my people.
Yes, you do. You need a great support team. You need people that are going to tell you yes and tell you no.
Right.
And be honest and real.
This is, Carmen, it is so true. And so when people say, I'm like, no, I need my girls. I need my girls and I need my team. And she was like, friend, you need to come. You need to do a pop-up. So I came and I went. That's how I got in there, is I did a pop-up. And then I did another pop-up. And then she was like, friend, are you coming back? Like, they're asking for you. Like, the women kept saying, well, when is she coming back? When is she? So I was like, I'm not going to keep lugging this stuff back and forth. So she was like, friend, at the time I'm working full time. And that's when you know that's your real friend. She's like, friend, leave it up here. I'll ring them up in between doing hair. I'll do this. Like, everybody in the salon.
And what's the name of the salon?
360 Degrees Hair Studio.
Yes, so which is family owned, by the way. We got to give a shout out. Family owned.
Family owned.
Black owned.
Black owned. Amazing women in there. So check out 360 Degrees Hair Studio.
They even do makeup in there.
Yes, hair, makeup, everything. You need it, they got it. And she's like, friend, I will ring the people up. I was like, who? Why am I leaving this stuff? She's like, you don't worry about it. And literally, that's how it got started. And so then when I left and went full time, I was in that one space, and then it was closing in the walls. So the lady in the suite next door to me left, and that room was just open. So then I busted the wall through and made 2 suites and combined them into one. And then so that's how I expanded then. And then the walls were still caving, and then that's how we ended up here. And this is God's speed right here, because in the middle of the pandemic, God
I was just about to say that.
Open these doors. And I tell people, in the midst of the storm, God still provides. In the midst of the storm, God still blesses. And that's where we moved here in the middle of the pandemic. I'd already started kind of looking because the walls were caving, but I was like, oh, it's the pandemic. Should we be moving? Should I be doing this? And then my husband's like, oh, now you going to be scared. Like, you ain't never scared. Now, all of a sudden, you're scared. And I was like, you know what? You're right. So that's how we ended up here. So we ended up here, and this is about right at 1,000 square feet. So God was just truly amazing. And then during the pandemic, our online
that's social media. That's what,
We'd already had an online presence, but it's like in the pandemic, it went. So there's a storage place right over here. We had so much stuff that we were having a storage unit in this place. And then I got a second storage unit and a third storage unit. We had 3 storage units over there. And then when I started adding up all the rent I was paying, I was like, this is silly. Like, you need one spot. So then the suite next door over here opened up. And my husband is the one who was actually like, I thought you said you needed a warehouse. Like, don't you need like a dock door or something? Like, what are you doing trying to expand the retail space? Like, I thought you were trying to, get your online together. And I said, you're right. Because at first I was like, why you try? Oh, now you're trying to be scared. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm just, where are you trying to go? Where are you trying to grow? And God, I'm so grateful even for him to have his support, because a lot of people don't have that from family.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, no, you need to be looking for a doctor, or you need to be trying to push pallets. But my husband is in logistics, and he's like, I thought you told me that one day you need me to be moving pallets for you. So we moving pallets, or what we doing?
Yeah, what we doing?
And I was like, you're right, we are moving pallets. So I was like, okay. So I ended up looking, and that's how we found the warehouse space. So now we have a warehouse space where all of the inventory flows into the warehouse. Mm-hmm. Everything is processed, counted. We get it all shot. We have a shooting location in front of the warehouse. In the front, where our backdrops and all of that. So we shoot there, and then we bring parts of the merchandise here to the showroom for floor set, and then the others stay at the warehouse. And at the warehouse is where we ship out all the online orders.
Well, and you also have mom that helps you out.
Oh my God!
Mom helps you out a lot.
Mama TCB,
and she knows how to. And she no filters. Mama will tell you straight up. Because when I was getting ready for Hawaii, I was looking at a blue dress or a turquoise dress, and she said, get the blue.
My mom, I'm so blessed to have a mom who, my mom retired from HISD. She worked in technology for the district for almost 30 years. And then retired. And when she retired, I was like, I need you to come help me. She was like, help. I was like, yeah,
I'm retired. I'm ready to travel.
So she was like, retired. Then so it just kind of went from I need you to come help me to now you working. Yeah. And then when I tried to tell her, okay, Mom, I'm going to get somebody else. I know you're trying to live that retirement life. Yeah. Then she's like, So now it's like, and even some days she's at the showroom a lot, because me with having to shoot, having to do content, having to be buying, having to do all of this other stuff. I am not in the showroom as much. However, I have started coming back, making sure I'm here on Saturdays and some Fridays. But because I miss the customers. Yeah. Which is why I don't know if I can ever 100% go online only.
And she's also someone we tell our problems to. Yes. Okay, so it's just a family vibe, and that's what I love about the boutique. You do everything on social media. Your hands on.
Yes, everything. On. I know how to do I am not responsible.
And that's why I respect you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Carmen. I know how. I was telling a young lady who I did a one-on-one call with, and I told her, I said, I know how to do every job in my business. I am not responsible for every job in my business, but I know the logistics of every job. I could do everything. And I do that only to keep my hands to know what's happening. Not that I want to own the process.
But you have to know what's going in and out of the business. You got to know how to run the business. So like that, your children can take over the business, or you can open another one,
Because speaking of children, so my son, who's 11, has now been doing mostly all of my reels. He got me on TikTok.
I love
He's excited that we had a video on TikTok that went viral, as he calls it.
See, Mom, our video went viral. For you going viral, Mommy.
We had a video on TikTok that I didn't even know. Like, he was like, Mom, I put it on TikTok, da-da-da. And then we woke up the next day, and he's like, you went viral. And I was like, boy, sit down.
And trust me, that feeling going viral is awesome. I've gone viral one time, and I love it. It's like an adrenaline. Now you want to keep going viral and viral.
He was like, we went viral. I was like, viral? I said, viral? We did not go viral. So then he came downstairs. He's like, Mom, you have 17,000 views and 200 comments. You just went viral on TikTok. And I was like, what? And then I went and looked at it. I was like, which video was it? He was like, mine. So the one that he did went viral.
You got to do credit.
Right. He's like, I want my credits. So but to your point, the TCB is family. I'm the owner, but it's family owned. Because literally my mom, my aunt, my sisters, my cousins,
your son,
my son,
and your husband,
and my husband, everybody is the family. And so for me, it's difficult when I hear people say, I can't work for my family, and my family can't. I'm like, yeah, that's just not how we set up, because we're all family. Everybody that works over here is family, but
I think that's the greatest feeling when customers come in. It just feels family oriented.
And I feel that too. I feel like that's a great thing too, because one thing you can say about your family is my mom loves this boutique just as much as me.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt, my sister would be like, go edit this. You need to, oh no, reshoot that. Oh no. Chase will be like, Mom, you turned the other way, turn it to the right. On the last one when we stopped, it has to match because he's Mr. You snapped your finger with your right hand. Now you did it with your left. You got to do it again with the right because the transition won't be smooth. This is the 11-year-old.
Yeah.
But you
need the young ones, the younger ones around you, because my 6-year-old nephew has a cell phone and he knows how to do everything.
Yes.
Like he was watching me do so. He's like, Thea, you're doing it the wrong way. I'm like, boy, you 6 years old.
And they know. They know. It's crazy to me though how much they know. But Chase, he has been so excited now. Now his main goal is he wants to go viral.
He wants to go viral again.
Yeah. So he's like, well, the next best one we got is 20. We need 100K. I was like,
yeah, I love how he's thinking.
Yeah.
He's thinking
so
ahead. I love it. And he's thinking viral.
And he wants his
content.
V-Buck paychecks. He wants to be paid in V-Bucks.
Okay.
So for his PlayStation. I'm like, okay, but I did tell him, I said, now you have to start being paid real money because I need you to understand the value of your work with money going to the bank, putting it in your account where you're setting aside, because he just thinks he can run his life on V-Bucks. So yeah, we got to get that going.
Now, my husband has always complimented me on my outfits. Do you see yourself maybe in the future opening a men's boutique? Because you can dress a woman up like.
I have had so many, especially if you're watching JJ, this is for you.
Because my husband's always asking, well, that's no fair. I want to dress up like you. I want,
right.
I was like, I'll ask her today when I talk to her.
So Keitha's husband, JJ, is always him and then another friend of mine. They're always saying, what's up with the men?
Yeah.
Or he'll tell her, everybody friend doesn't have a boutique and can't be ready in 5 seconds. He can't get this in 5 seconds. But it's so funny because a lot of men have asked me, but I told them, y'all don't shop enough. And they're like, what? I said, y'all not going to have me under the bridge.
Right.
And they're like, we do shop. I'm like, no, you guys are event shoppers. Women shop feelings, emotions. We need to be cute. My husband is not in the store shopping every week, and I feel like he has a lot of things for a man. But I said, y'all ain't gonna have me broke. But what I did say is, I am thinking of doing for my males that have always been writing me a little small capsule collection to test the waters. I do know one thing that I do want to get in though is a mommy and me collection.
I love it. I
definitely this year for the holiday I want to try to do a mommy and me collection. That has always been one that I want to do. We're
gonna get that popping. Now, do you follow the fashion rules like no white after Labor Day? Okay.
I don't follow any fashion rules. It's horrible. I just like fashion. So I like what I like. I wear what I want. Now, true enough, I'm not coming out in December in like a Snow White with my back out. Like I'm conscious of weather and seasons and things like that. But I wear white even after September. And it's crazy because white boots, especially the white boots, white mules, and even white sandals are on trend year round.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're on. People wear them year round. I feel like it's your whole aesthetic. Now, I think people get so caught up in, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do that. I do what I want. And just be true to who you are in your fashion sense. If you own it, rock it.
Which celebrity would you like to dress up if you could? You could dress up one celebrity that you could dress up from head to toe. Shoes, purse, glasses, jewelry. Which celebrity would it be?
Who would I dress from head to toe? Ooh, Carmen. I've never thought about that. Who would I dress from head to toe? I would say, ooh, y'all, she stumped me with that one. I would say Kelly Rowland.
Oh, wow. Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland, she's coming after you. And I love her attitude.
Me too.
She's so positive.
So I love her attitude. I love her style aesthetic already. And I love the fact that her style is effortless. Like anything she puts on, I feel like she owns it. And I also love the fact that she's not as afraid to take risks.
Right.
Because sometimes when you're styling, you can get in a rut of people like, oh, I don't wear this. Oh, I don't wear that. To me, I have seen her in everything. And when you get somebody that gives you free reign, you can really do what it is that you want to do. And so I love her. I love her. I love her style. I love her. Like, I just love her.
Kelly Rowland
So
would come
Kelly
and ask
Rowland,
you.
it would definitely be a Kelly Rowland moment.
Is there anything that you regret?
No. I regret nothing. I had a lady that asked me too, do you wish you would have started sooner? Like, taking the leap of entrepreneurship sooner? And I say no. I say no because the things that I learned by going to college and working in corporate and then transitioning into the entrepreneurial space, all of those steps prepared me for here. There are things that I am still doing that I did at GE that I still do in the business today. I'm still doing SWOTs. Like, okay, if we bring this in, what's going to happen with this? If I change the flow of this, what's going to happen? I'm still I'm a numbers driven person, still very analytical. I'm looking at numbers. What do we buy? What do we sell? How come that didn't sell? Why didn't this sell? Let's look it up. I'm aging inventory. What's going on? What we've had for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. What has been selling? Let's regroup the categories. Sets have been selling. Okay, we need to buy sets. I am still very analytical and dissecting and looking at numbers.
You said a lot, but that should not discourage you from starting your own business.
No,
okay, that's a lot.
Right, but it prepared me. So that journey for me made me, I feel like, who I am today. But I tell people all the time, don't be afraid.
Never.
Because, oh, I don't have a degree. Oh, I don't understand business. Oh, I don't understand numbers. It is so, I tell people, the amount of information that is on the World Wide Web is crazy. Like, the amount of things that you can find on the internet, on YouTube, crazy. So if there is something that you want to do, research it, become an expert in it, understand it, and go for it. Like, you don't necessarily have to go this conventional route, non-conventional route. Oh, I didn't have a degree. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, I didn't go that. Oh, I don't understand numbers. Understand the keys of what it is to making your business successful. Understand it. And I will tell people all the time in this business, understand your budget, understand sales, understand your numbers. Because I had a young lady one time that I was talking to who told me, I don't like sales. I said, well, you can't own a boutique.
You can't own a boutique.
And she was like, what? I was like, it's a part of owning a boutique is sales.
And you have to sell yourself.
You have to sell yourself. You have to sell the clothes. You have to be able to connect. So if you don't, not necessarily that you have to have a brick and mortar to connect with people, but even on social media, even in customer service, like, if you don't like to sell anything, unless you're hiring somebody that's like a salesperson, and if you have the budget for that, that's fine. But if you don't have the budget for that and you don't like sales, you don't need a boutique. And it was just a harsh reality. You know, she's like, oh my God. I was like, no, I'm going to tell you the real. Like, you got
to go through pain to get the gain.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to.
And not just, you don't just wake up and you have all of these followers and people are buying from you. No, there is a process. You have to put in the work. You have to lay the foundation. You have to, like I said, in the beginning, okay, how many products am I releasing? What is my budget? What space? I mean, who is my customer? Am I selling loungewear? Am I selling ready to wear? Am I an evening gown boutique? Am I everything? Can you come in here and find something that's casual? Can you come in here and find something for work? Can you come in here and find something for date night? Can you come in here and find something for church? Or am I focused on, we sell glam, that's what we sell. We sell loungewear, that's what we sell. Who is my customer? And when I say who is my customer, I don't necessarily mean age. Because I think sometimes people get it mixed up. Now, don't get me wrong. All businesses will have a tier of, my top tier 1 is like 35 to 45 or 45 to 55. But your type of customer is not all tied up in age. I have customers that shop in this boutique 60, 50 years old. I have customers that shop 30, 40 years old. It's the type of customer
that's very important,
not just
to know,
age, because I think people get that mixed up too, because you guys, and you have some 50 and 60.
And by the way, you have extra large too, and double X, so you have to cater to every body type.
So you just have to understand who that customer is and nurture that, and make sure that you're staying consistent with your brand and work it, and there you go.
And you know what I love about you? You know the body type. Like, I will argue her down. I'm not a large. I'm not a mid. I'm an extra large. No, Carmen. And then when I put it on, it's like, oh,
this is my size. She'll say, this is my size. Oh my God. Because all of the vendors, I know, because all of the vendors run different, number one. Number two, the type of clothes, and then also to your point, there's your body type and your distribution of weight. You can have two people that weigh the same amount of weight. One person can be like, I weigh 125 pounds, and this lady could be, I weigh 125 pounds. Your distribution of your weight and your body shape can determine if this lady right here may need small and this lady right here may need medium. So you have to understand and know all that, especially if you have a brick and mortar and you have people coming in. You have to understand body types, the people's distribution of weight, proportion. You may have somebody that's small and she may have really broad shoulders, and you're just looking at her body like, oh, she's small, so she probably needs a small. No, well, she might need a medium to compensate for the shoulders. So you have to be, knowing all of that, because you want to be able to provide good customer service. And women already get kind of messed up with sizes. I wish I could take the sizes out and just call them A, B, C or something.
I love it. I've had a lot of fun. Give out everybody all your social media platforms where they can follow you, the address, the phone number, they can shop online. And by the way, shout out to everyone that reaches out to her when I start rocking her outfits, because I have a bad habit of, I'll buy something and I might not wear it till like a year later. Or months later, and then they're calling you like, Carmen had this on.
I'm like, honey, Carmen is VIP vintage, okay? She got TCB vintage. That is from last year. But it's crazy though.
I shop a lot.
So that's another important thing. Even though somebody's wearing something and we may not have it, the fact that you sent them now allows me an opportunity to turn them into a customer. So we appreciate it, even when people wear things that are old. But you can find us on the website at www.shop.tresocache.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Tresocache Boutique. My personal Instagram is at Candice Easley. So you guys can follow Shop on Facebook. We are TCB Babes. That's what we call all of our shoppers that come in. Everybody's a TCB babe. So you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and you can shop online 24/7. We're always open.
Shop local, support local businesses. Thank you, love.
Thank you so much, Carmen, for having me. I am so excited.
You're the first podcast out in the streets.
Yay! I feel blessed, and thank you for the opportunity. It's been amazing.
Carmen's all up in your business. Hey, it's your Latina girl, Carmen Contreras. If you want to be featured on my next podcast, Carmen's All Up in Your Business, I support local businesses. Make sure you slide in my DMs on my IG. Follow me on social media platforms, Latina girl, Carmen Contreras, or send me an email, Carmen at 937theBHouston.com.